Really nice to meet you.
Same here.
Thank you for coming to my home and doing interview with me. Thank you. अच्छा बेटा, दो कैमरा सामने रखो, ऐसा बदतमीजी करे तो कैसा बेटा? मेरी इज्जत रख लो जरा 2 मिनट. मैं हूँ तुम्हारी माँ शिफू. मैं हूँ. From 4:30, 4 o'clock in the morning, it's like meow, 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 meow. So when he's sleeping in the day, I'm like meow, meow.
The cute part of animals, but you've also spoken about how you healed yourself to be with your cat.
Yeah.
So that's something, that's something people don't really talk about as much. So
Yeah.
we'd love to know that as well.
So I'm really like my entire life is as independent as I am. My life is so beautifully interwoven with Shifu's life, right? So it was during the pandemic and he was like throwing up weirdly. I didn't understand why he was throwing up. I had never dealt with a crisis with another soul before in my life. I was always thinking I was responsible for myself and I could do the best thing for me, but I didn't know what I could do to make him feel better. So I tried every doctor. I took him for multiple tests. I took him, now this doctor said we can't find anything, we need to operate your cat. I've never ever been the signatory where I'm like, jao, is bacche pe operation karo, and we don't know what's the outcome of the operation. So it was extremely nerve-wracking for me while I was sitting by myself, like most of us were in our houses during the pandemic. So it was a lot of stress. And then someone interestingly told me, have you spoken to an animal whisperer? I said, what is an animal whisperer? Although I had heard of an animal whisperer through like a YouTube video years ago. So I said, meko animal whisperer se bhi baat karwa do. And it was so interesting because the animal whisperer who had never seen Shifu told me like traits of Shifu, told me his behaviors, and then told me that he's absorbing a lot of my energy. So the more angry, the more frantic, the more hopeless and helpless I felt, that energy was being drawn from me into Shifu. So she said, if you want your cat to heal, you need to heal. You need to like find your center. You need to find your grounding and know that everything is going to be okay. So then it was really like me healing myself, and I saw Shifu heal himself too.
Yeah.
And that was pretty amazing because we don't understand really still what your pets do for you.
Yeah, so true.
And how they make your life better. So I'm extremely grateful. He's made me a far more sensitive person. He's made me, like, I read this the other day and I have like said this before as well. My cat teaches me so many things. Like one thing that I know from my cat is how not to have imposter syndrome. He knows he deserves it.
Yeah, true.
So he's very shant and cool while I'm second guessing all my moves in like, so I feel like that for me has been such an important learning and even like an area of growth. Oh, I love my cat.
No, that's so interesting because we often think cats are indifferent and that they are not really as loving as dogs, but you never really know how they are affected by their parents' behavior.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Like that's what we say, right? Even children get affected. They have like the theta waves that work on an infant's mind is what works on their mind. And the other thing I very interestingly learned recently is that with cats, they don't understand the language you speak. They understand the frequency in which you speak. Okay. So I can look at my cat and go, you little monkey, and he'll be fine. Yo, monkey! And it changes everything for a cat.
Wow.
And they can actually tell by your movement, by your frequency, by your energy. We're all moving in like different like vibrations. So this is something I learned, and I try to regulate it as much as possible around him because I know it makes me a better person, and that's why I think in general you feel just so calm after like the most hectic day. He's one person I would like lie in his belly and cry if I need to. If there's a joke that's really stupid I want to share, I'll share it with him. And I just find the same reciprocal from him, like he reciprocates in the same way. So
yeah, and you also have some beautiful cat accessories everywhere.
yeah, this house is a cat house. It's a mad cat house, yeah.
Yeah,
I have cats from almost everywhere. I have cat magnets. There used to be like 2 cats hanging here as well. They were from Prague. They were made out of like stained glass, but then obviously they ran its course, so they broke. But I have cats from in porcelain. I have wooden cats. I have cats in frames. I have magnets. I have art. I have cushions. I have memorabilia. I love cats.
And I love cats welcome when people tolerate it, which is true for every animal person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, please, I will tolerate you, but yeah, cats are welcome.
And so, do you like accessorizing him also? Like, putting all those cute
Yeah,
hats and bows?
I'll do like some random shit where, he's got like this thing with bunny ears, so I'll make him wear that. I have a pair of sunglasses for him.
Wow, okay.
But he's also been a part during the lockdown. For example, we were doing an online play called Lockdown Lovers. And I was the crazy cat lady in that. So then Shifu was like my co-guest, like my co-actor in the play. So just before he had to make his entry in the play, I had to like play with like a blue ribbon and chase him around, so his adrenaline is super high, and then he'll come into the frame and then I let him go. So what he did here, I had to be prepared for that one moment, because we had people logging in from the world over to watch us, right? And we used to be like, hey, this is Shifu.
And how did friends and family react to him? Like, do you remember their reaction?
I think everybody was very happy. Also, I think for a very long time I've been dependent on my mother to take care of our pets, as most of us are. And also, like, mothers feel like no, we are the ones who take care. तुम बस ले आते हो घर पे, मगर देखभाल मुझे ही करनी पड़ती है, and which is 99.9% true. So I think it was now during the pandemic when I got to spend so much time with him, when I stayed, even when I'm not here and I'm away for a week or 10 days, I'll do a video call with him. He hears my voice, he understands. So I feel like this was the time we bonded. And this was the time when I was like, मैं हूँ तुम्हारी माँ शिफू, मैं हूँ.
And of course, we also have to congratulate you. You are also an award-winning author now. So, yes.
You.
So how much did your cat inspire you also when you were writing? I'm sure it's a long process.
Oh yeah, we used to sit together and write. So I have a working desk and he would sit on the desk while I would write. And sometimes when I think he had enough of me writing, he would sit on the keyboard like most cats do. Ab bas ho ya yaar. Bas. Don't pakao me. I said, hey, I'm trying to do some work here. So he would come and sit on the keyboard. But there were so many instances. Like, I remember there's this one chapter in the book which ends with this metaphor of wearing. So this was right after his surgery and he was recovering and things like that. And I remember I compared, like all the difficulties in life to be so similar to us slipping into our favorite pair of skinny jeans, because it's the hardest thing to wear when it's like hot and smoldering and humid, like in a city like Mumbai, and you're struggling and you pull and it's your favorite jeans, but you struggle, and it's the simplest thing that you're doing, but it feels the hardest. And when it does, the easiest thing you can do is breathe. And that is like one of the greatest challenges. You forget to breathe, you don't know how to.
Yeah.
So I had this whole analogy of wearing these jeans, to the chapter or to the episode of him being sick. And, I lie on the bed and I kick my feet up and I struggle and, I suffer, but then there goes the button on my waist. I sigh with relief and I look to my left. And Shifu is just fine. I look at me, I'm just fine. And I said that I almost thought I died playing this game of life, but I only lost a life. So you can always play again. So that was my analogy, and I got to learn a lot from him. I spent so much time with him. Now I understand like little things, like he wants to play in the middle of the night, which I still refuse to do.
Okay.
I will not play with him. He's an idiot, I am not. I have work to do, I wake up at 6. He's nocturnal, so from 4:30, 4 o'clock in the morning, he's like, meow, 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 meow. And I'm like, stop screaming, Shifu. So when he's sleeping in the day, I'm like, meow, meow.
Yeah, okay, that's a good way.
Yeah, we're like literally going like tit for tat at each other, so it's pretty awesome. We have a wholesome life, you see.
Yeah, true. I'm sure he's quite an entertainer as well.
He is.
Yeah.
Subscribe to Midday India. Get direct notifications on all our videos by clicking on the bell icon.